Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Maan Musleh, the founder of Miracle Enterprise Solutions. We are proud to have a solutions partner designation with Microsoft, demonstrating our capabilities in performance, skilling, and customer success. Today, we're going to walk through what it looks like to migrate from Microsoft Dynamics GP or NAV to Business Central. Whether you're in the process of evaluating your options right now or planning a migration soon, this session will give you clarity and gives you clarity on the process, the benefits, and the things to watch out for. So here's what we'll cover in this webinar. We're going to go first over why many companies are moving to Business Central. And we're going to do a quick comparison between Dynamics GP, NAV, and BC. And we're going to look at the migration tools available for both GP and NAV. We're going to take a closer look at Microsoft GP's migration tool, and we're going to have some planning tips and common pitfalls that you have to be aware of and will help you during the process of migration. Finally, we have a free sandbox migration offer that will help you evaluate Business Central firsthand. So look out for that. Let me walk you through why so many growing businesses are moving to Dynamics Business Central. Business Central is first, it's an all-in-one ERP solution designed specifically for small to medium businesses. And that means your finance team, your operation, your sales, and warehouse staff can all work in the same application. It's cloud-based and hosted on Microsoft Azure, so you're not worrying about servers, backups, or version upgrades. Microsoft takes care of all of that. You get automatic updates and access to the latest features every 6 months. So there is high availability. There is a very secure infrastructure secured by Microsoft, and with zero server maintenance that you have to take care of. One of the things I love most about Business Central is how well it integrates with tools we already use on a day-to-day basis, like Outlook or Excel, Teams, even Power BI for reporting. It's very integrated into all of these tools that are essential to our day-to-day business. So instead of doing things manually, you get automation built in, which saves a ton of time. Instead of exporting from here and importing into another location, copy and pasting into between different apps, we get everything built in, and you can be more productive doing your day-to-day processes. Another big win is it grows with you as a business. Whether you're running multiple companies, dealing with different currencies, or operating globally, Business Central can handle without breaking your workflows. So cost-wise, it's pretty straightforward. You're not hit with a big upfront investment. It's just a monthly subscription, and you only pay for what you need. So the built-in reporting and dashboards are a game changer. You're not stuck waiting for someone to send you a spreadsheet at the end of the month. You can make decisions based on real-time data. And of course, it's built on Microsoft's cloud, so you're getting top-tier security, encrypted data, and built-in compliance features like audit trails. So for a lot of companies, this isn't just a system upgrade. It's a smart way to future-proof the business and help your team work more efficiently and more productively. So what's the difference between Great Plains and Business Central? What is the big jump? I'm going to try to break it down simply. So if you're now on GP, you're probably used to running it on a server in your office. You need IT to do updates, and everything is mostly desktop-based. You need IT to do backups to make sure that this server is running all the time, and if for any weird reason this server goes down, you're able to retrieve it and you're able to go back up and running quickly so that your business doesn't get a hit. So it's worked for years for a lot of companies, no question. But it's starting to show its age at this day and time. Business Central right now is the modern version. It It's a cloud-based, so you can log in from anywhere, your laptop, your phone, or whatever, and everything is there. No server maintenance, so no manual upgrades. Microsoft can take care of all of that. As I said, every 6 months there is a major update by Microsoft that rolls through, that you can control when does it roll and when do you want to schedule it to roll, and minor updates every month. So each of these updates come with new features. Each of these updates comes with fixes, hot fixes, and with new innovation as well. So one of the best parts is it plays really well with the rest of your Microsoft tools as well. We spoke about it, is that it's very built-in. There is built-in automation within Outlook, Excel, within Teams, Power Platform with Power BI. You can send, for example, the very straight easy example is that you can send quotes and you can send invoices or customer documents straight from your Business Central through your email or through your email server, which should be Microsoft 365 at that point. You can share data in Power BI. You can embed Power BI into Business Central. And these are amazing functionalities and amazing features that you don't have access to in great tools. The other thing, customizing GP can be a pain. And those customizations usually make upgrades very messy. So Business Central works with extensions. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, which means you can tailor it to your needs, and it won't break your updates, your update rollout. When it comes to cost, GP usually means a big upfront cost and a yearly fee for maintenance. With Business Central, it's a subscription, pay monthly, scale as your team grows, and no surprise bills. Finally, I understand GP is still supported until December 31st, 2029, and Microsoft is not really innovating on it anymore. So all the cool new stuff in terms of AI, automation, reporting, it's all going into Business Central. If you're looking ahead, if you want flexibility, you want modern tools, fewer headaches, Business Central just makes sense. Now, in terms of Nav is very close to Business Central. A lot of businesses have used it for years. It has served them well. But the reality is Nav was built for a different era. It's mostly on-prem, which means hardware, IT support, and manual upgrades again. Business Central is the Nav's modern successor, which is built for the cloud. You just log in through your browser and it works on any device. So you don't need any server installs, you don't need any local updates or version upgrades. You have a lot of less overhead. And one of the biggest frustrations with Nav was always upgrades, especially if you had customizations in it, because they often broke or caused delays for these upgrades. And some companies decided that, hey, we're just going to stay in our old version, whether it was NAV 2009 or NAV 2015. Really, the cost of upgrading our customization to 2016 or 18 or BC is too high. So, and they stopped it there. Now with Business Center, those customizations are handled through extensions, and extensions are not exactly like customizations. They are outside of the base code of Business Central. They don't mingle with the base code of Business Central like in Nav. And Business Central is designed again to work with all the Microsoft apps much more efficiently and much more naturally than Dynamics Nav. Another part, which is Nav reporting, usually meant that you're using JET reports or RDLC reports. And now in Business Central, there are more capabilities in terms of built-in reporting with Power BI and Excel layouts and Word templates. And these are really great. They have gone a long way since Dynamics Nav and are very useful for a lot of scenarios and a lot of use cases. They're clean, they're fast, and they're flexible. So No big upfront licensing costs, such as in Nav. Nav uses perpetual licensing versus Business Central is using subscription-based licensing, so it's easier to budget and to scale. And if you're wondering about the roadmap, Microsoft's future investment and innovation and AI features are all focused on Business Central. So Nav is still supported, but it's not evolving. So if you're looking to move forward again, Business Central is where that happens. So if let's say you're coming from Dynamics GP system and you need to know about you need to migrate to Business Central, you really need to know about this tool. It's called the GP migration tool. This tool is a game changer in terms of GP migrations to Business Central. It's built by Microsoft to help move your data safely and cleanly from GP to Business Central. So it works with, and you make note of that, it works with GP 2015 or newer. Okay, so you have to be on a newer version, 2015 or newer versions. And it brings over your core data. So what do we mean by that? It brings in your master data for chart of accounts, customers, vendors, items. It brings in transactional data in terms of even the subledgers of customer ledgers, vendor ledgers, item ledgers, and it brings in open payables and open receivables. So all of those data that are necessary to go live right away are brought over. So it's not just a data dump. And when in our practice, we usually run this process in a sandbox environment first. So this gives us a clean testing environment to validate everything before anything goes live. And the best part, it's built right into Business Central Migration Wizard. There is a guided step-by-step process that walks you through it. So there is no guesswork. Of course, planning is still important. Things like customizations are not going to be brought over. Your data of your third-party add-ons are not going to be brought over. Data of your customizations are not going to be brought over. So there is still some important things you need to do, like reviewing these customizations and do some account mapping. But this tool gives you a really strong head start. The bottom line, if you're on GP and looking to move to the cloud, this tool makes the transition much easier and much faster. In regards to Nav, and moving from Nav to Business Central, the most important shift is the move from customizations in Cal code to extension using AL. And that means any custom modification you've made in the base application need to be re-evaluated and rebuilt as extensions. The good news is that extensions are future-proof. They don't interfere, as I said, they don't mingle or interfere with the Microsoft base code, like in Nav. So upgrades become much simpler and less risky in the future. And the second critical step is doing an add-on assessment. And certain companies might have multiple add-ons other than their customizations. They might have third-party add-ons. And a lot of these third-party add-ons might not have upgraded to Business Central. So we got to do some really deep dive assessment on these add-ons. So many nav systems rely on these add-ons or some industry specific solutions, and you need to ask yourself certain questions. Is this add-on still needed? Do you still need this add-on, or can you replace it? Can it be replaced with a native BC functionality? Or maybe another add-on that is right now in Business Central. Is there a version of this add-on right now in App Source for Business Central? If there is, maybe there is a way to actually move the data as well. So some legacy add-ons may no longer be supported. And in those cases, you need a plan to rebuild this functionality and make sure you don't lose that functionality, or at least assess it. Thirdly, most companies rely heavily on custom reports in Nav, often built in RDLC, if you're familiar with that, or with Jet reports. These reports will need, most of the time, will need to be recreated or redesigned in Business Central, which includes now Business Central stack, reporting stack includes Excel layouts, Power BI integration, and Word templates. So these reports will not transition and should not be transitioned to RDLC like one-to-one, because we have now more options in Business Central, and we need to think about our usage and our output of these reports. Is Excel layouts a better option for them versus the RDLC? Is the Power BI report for this particular RDLC report is better for our business? So this is a great time to actually have a deeper look and to simplify many of the organizations' needs, and find and many organizations find they only use a fraction of their old reports. They don't use the full um, uh, array of reports that they have, or they customized even. The last part that we need to take care of in terms of the NAV to BC is that uh, depending on the version you are, there might be different upgrade paths to Business Central. So if you're on NAV 2018, you're in a great position. Microsoft offers direct technical upgrade paths to Business Central. You can have a technical, even if NAV 2017, you can have a technical upgrade to 18, a technical upgrade to Business Central 14 on premise, and then you can migrate to the cloud to the latest Central. But if you're running NAV 2015 or NAV 2016, migration is still possible, but may involve a two-step upgrade or a full data migration using certain tools. Okay, so you might need to go from NAV 2015 to 18 first, and then from 18 you can do the technical upgrades, and you can migrate to the cloud, or you can replicate your data to the cloud. But if you're not, so this two-step upgrade is a bit challenging sometimes, and it might take more effort. So the earlier versions of NAV 2009 and before, they because they are no longer supported, technical upgrades are no longer supported. They require data export and transformation and re-implementation BC Online. And again, there are so many tools. If you talk to your partner, we can help you as well in transforming and bringing in your data uh, to Business Central. There are a lot of solutions out there, whether through certain integration platforms or using visual integration as well, virtual integration. So in summary, migrating from NAV to Business Central is more than a lift and shift, and it's a strategic upgrade and cleanup initiative that results in a higher and in a lighter, future-proof cloud ERP environment. So let's shift gears and talk about something super practical right now. The tips and common pitfalls. So let's start with the planning tips. When moving from either Dynamics GP or NAV, they apply the same way. Because while the move can be exciting, it's important to know what to look out for and how to do it right. So let's start with some tips. First, clean up your data. Before migrating, take the time to clean up your data. Remove inactive vendors, old customers, or accounts you no longer use, or items you no longer need. This makes your new system faster, lighter, and easier to use. So don't bring over dead weight. Secondly, start with the sandbox. Always run the migration in a sandbox first. This gives you a safe space to test, validate, and get familiar with the Business Central environment without affecting your live data. So test things before going live. The third thing is to review your customizations and add-ons. In GP and NAV, customizations were often hard-coded and embedded within the base code. In Business Central, they work differently through extensions. So take stock of your current customizations, make a list of your current customizations, and see if they're really needed, or if there's no a standard feature or an app for it. If you don't have documentations for them, spend some time with IT department to unlock all these customizations and document them in an Excel sheet for evaluation. And we can help you as well to identify if certain customizations have new features here in Business Central, or there are certain add-ons in Business Central in the app source that can cover these features. Number four, take advantage of the built-in tools. Microsoft offers migration tools for both GP and NAV, and even for NAV, it offers AL conversion tools, text to AL, that converts your cal code into AL extensions. These help automate the move of key data like customers, vendors, chart of accounts, the opening balances, all the historical data. It will help a lot with this uh, usually otherwise time-consuming process. Number five, train your users early. Business Center looks and works a little bit differently than GP or NAV. So set your team up for success by training them early on how to navigate the system and how to use filters, how to enter transactions, run reports, a little training on things like using filters, navigating BC, and personalizing the user experience will go a very long way. So, what are some of the common pitfalls when it comes to migration? The first thing is the concept of migrating everything as is. A lot of companies want to bring over everything from the old system, every field, report, and every customization. But this is the perfect time to simplify. Don't carry over bad habits from the past. Take this as a chance to declutter and modernize. Number two, underestimating the planning phase. Migration isn't just about moving data. You need to align chart of accounts, you need to remap dimensions, you need to check the licensing, you need to review the business processes. Skipping this step can lead to confusion later. Number three, assuming that old reports will work. You're ignoring the reporting changes. Reports in Business Central don't always work the same way as in GP or NAV. So same older reports may need to be rebuilt using Power BI or Excel layouts. So you plan for this in your timeline. Sometimes you have a custom report that right now Business Central have a built-in report for it. So see if there is a report that you can do, modify, tweak a little bit to make it look like what you need. Forget Number four is forgetting about integrations. So if you use tools like payroll, CRM, or e-commerce platforms with GP or NAV, make sure to check how they connect to Business Central. You may need to update or replace those integrations. So number five, and it's important one, rushing the go live. Moving too fast, too quick can lead to missed testing, poor data, and you can have stressed out users. And a phased rollout or staged go live often works better than flipping the switch overnight. So at the end of the day, migrating from GP or NAV to Business Central is your opportunity to not just migrate, but to modernize, to clean up, to improve how your business works. With good planning, the right tools, and a little bit of patience, it can be smooth and powerful transition. All right, before we wrap up, I want to share something we're offering right now, our BC pilot program. It's a free service where we migrate your GP or NAV data into a Business Central sandbox. So you can see what your business would look like in the cloud. So we're going to give you that sandbox for 3 months, and you can play with it. You can do transactions in it, and you can uh, see how the business process works in Business Central with your data. So there is no risk, no disruption to your current system, just real data in a live Business Central environment. So what are the requirements? You need to be on GP or Dynamics Nav 2015 or later. and the database should be under 80 gigabytes. Now, I understand your database might have multiple test companies in them, and that might take your database to above 80 gigabytes. You can copy the database and remove all the test companies before sending it to use for migration. With this service, you'll get hands-on access and you can test the key processes and see what Business Central can actually do before committing to anything. So if you're interested, just scan the QR code or reach out after this session and we'll get you booked in. Thanks again for being here. I hope this gave you a clear picture of what the migration to Business Central looks like and why now is a great time to explore it. Whether you're ready to start or just want to learn, we're here to help. Thank you so much.